The first major thing that you have to do in order to get Evergreen running is to install something called opensrf. And so you can see in the right here, right side of the screen, I have my notes on installing opensrf 2.1. And basically this is the official documentation found at the link there, and then my notes intermix or on top of that. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is open our terminal. I'm sure there are many ways to do this, but I go to the dashboard, type term, and click on terminal. This will open up to your default Linux user, which mine is BGALLBR1. So the first thing to do in the documentation, after you've read all of that about the prerequisites, etc., will be to simply switch to the root user, which is done by the command sudo su, and that will require a password. And then we download the file, the tarball, from the internet right here, and I'm installing opensrf 2.1, which is the end extension there, opensrf-2.10 tar-gz. It's going to go out to the internet and find that. And once Linux is done performing a task, it simply just goes back to where you started. So it's now just ready for a new command as the root user. So Control-C. Now you need to run a command to unpack the tarball. And that's all the longer it took. Next command, aptitude. Install make. Okay, once that runs, you need to change the directory to opensrf and the version that you're using. Switches over to that. Once we're in that directory, we want to actually make the file. So, and at the end of this command, you need to put the version of Linux that you're using. So mine is something close to that, but really it is Ubuntu Precise. That is the second step. We'll pause here. Okay, so that should have run for like 5 or 10 minutes. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep. And next, as you can see in step 3, well, we get to skip step 3. So moving on to step 4.